As Will from the In-Betweeners would say, well, that was effing dreadful. That's how to sum up what we have just witnessed in pre-season number 3 against Tottenham Hotspur in the Hong Kong Cup, or whatever the hell it's called. That was a absolutely terrible performance. Individually, tactically, as a team, in-game management-wise, and from the manager, subs, selection, the lot. Do not want to see that at any point this season. And if we do see it, the manager knows his time will very much soon be up. I thought there was some very worrying signs today. And I know that it's pre-season. And I know that people will be coming on here having a laugh and saying, oh my God, calm down. But I tell you why it was extremely worrying today. I'm also going to talk to you a little bit about some of the misunderstanding or what we have not understood so far moving forward into this next season. And then I'm going to look at how I have not learned anything at all from this preseason so far. That's what we're going to do. So do me a favor, hit like, hit subscribe. Make sure you're following Match Bingo. They're today's sponsor. And try to put a smile on people's faces. Because I'm pissed off. It's only pre-season. Calm down. Oh, calm down. Patience was needed in the transfer window. Calm down. We need to get more players in. We need more money. We need more of this. We don't need anything. We need an understanding of how we're playing. Because that team out there has had 800 to 900 million pounds spent on it. So stop with this waffle about we need more players. Because that was poor against a team that finished 17th. So, first of all, nobody blame the referee. Nobody blame cards or injuries or anything like that. The only bad thing about that was, first of all, playing Tottenham and deciding to play them in a pre-season. Second of all, the pitch was a shambles. Third of all, should I say, you do not play English teams in pre-season because it allows them to get an idea of how you're playing. And do you know what it's done for us? I can tell already that Tottenham are definitely a different team than they were under Range because they ain't open. He has them well drilled. He has them understanding everybody's position. And he locked us down. Because the one-on-one defending from Tottenham was good today. And you know what's funny? They sat in a low block. They didn't really try and create anything. And hardly had the ball at times. And you know what's funny? They created so much more than us. They hit the post twice. They scored a goal, which we'll come back to in a minute. And they actually genuinely did look like they had an idea as to how to get out our goal. And we were nothing short of shocking. So we can sit there and say that the pitch was shite and that the referee was no good and that it's just a pre-season and that there's no worries really. It's just a pre-season game. It's a friendly, calm down. It ain't a friendly when you play that opposition. Whoever decided to allow us to play Tottenham Hotspur, you decided it will not ever be a friendly when you play that team. Tackles are flying in. Another injury today. Trossard this time. Calafiori the other day. Already 5 players that can't kick a ball in pre-season because they're injured. Timber, Gabriel Jesus, Calafiori, and of course now Trossard. I don't know what anybody else expected here. Saka getting kicked all over the pitch. Lewis-Skelly getting kicked all over the pitch. Let's talk about the goal, first of all. Before we come into individuals, let's talk about the goal. Disgraceful. Shocking. An embarrassment. Circus, clowns, all the words you want to use to describe embarrassment of the highest order. I will say one thing and one thing only positive, and it ain't about Arsenal. What a hit from Pat Matej Sarr. brilliant technical ability. But then let's talk about our goalkeeper. I think for the first time, we might have to think of a new position because he isn't a goalkeeper. There is no way this guy is a goalkeeper. This guy is a centre midfielder. Unless there is a corner or a one-on-one, David Raya does not want to go in his goal. It's like he's allergic to the net. Maybe it's the fabric of the net that he's allergic to and he can't get too near it. Because the guy is so against being anywhere near his goal. He looked not just off it, he looked miles off it. Flapping at every cross, no organisation of his defence. Every corner that came in, they hit the post with a couple of times because he was out of position. And then he doesn't only go out of position, he passes the ball into Lewis-Skelly, who looks like he was potentially clipped, but not enough to really make too much of a deal about it. And he's rolled it into him with 3 players around him. 3 players around him, people. There was 3 players around Lewis-Skelly, and David Raya has decided to allow him to receive the ball in that position. Now, he turns nicely, gets clipped, then gives the ball away. Tottenham are away. And what's happened to Raya? Oh, yeah. I'm the goalkeeper. I'm supposed... Too late. That's basically what the goal was. An absolute shambles of an individual performance and calamity of David Raya. Now, I like the signing of David Raya. I wasn't sure of it at the start. He had a terrible start at Arsenal, if I'm honest. And the competition between him and Ramsdale was a little bit frustrating. Now that we found our number one, I thought, here we go. Started the season off unbelievably well last year. Unbelievable double save against Villa. Brilliant double penalty save against Atalanta. Kept us in games. At the back end of the season, I'm looking at David Raya individually thinking, what's happening to you then? Why aren't you that good anymore? What's going on here? And it looks like he's continued that because, let's be real, that was an embarrassment individually from David Raya. Lewis-Skelly, I like him. He turns players well. He's good on the drive, and he can drive into the box and into midfield very nicely. But I thought he got pretty much locked up today by Kudus. And I thought that Kudus just did him at pretty much every opportunity. He struggled, Lewis-Skelly. And it wasn't until I was listening to Curtis's watch-along that I remembered he got sent off against West Ham and Kudus was the guy who turned him. He'd become last man. I thought he had a bit of a poor game, actually, Lewis-Skelly, and I like him. I've always believed he's more of an 8 than a left-back, but he certainly did a great job last season, and I can see why we're sticking with him there. But I always wonder how he is going to fare against better opposition because Kudus is a brilliant player, and I thought he was clear of him today. Ben White, one of the positives, I thought, really good on the overlap, brilliant strength, and actually was fairly consistent. I think he reminded everybody that he's there if Timber is going to be injured. And I think we've got a scenario at right back, people, where Timber is by far the better all-round right back, but Ben White is definitely better on the overlap in the attack and overlap in Saka. But I thought he was probably one of the players who could have walked off the pitch saying, I did my bit. Saliba and Kivior together, very good. I don't think they had much really that Tottenham offered through the middle in their attack. But I've got to be honest, I was a big sort of believer that Tottenham might actually do something more than just keep the ball and try and lump it long. But actually, Saliba and Kivior swept up well. Kivior's been really good, actually, for some time. Then we move into midfield. Norgard is fine defensively and off the ball, but can do nothing on it. And that's quite clear, which I think is why Zubimendi and Rice are there. But I didn't think Norgard was great on the ball today at all. And in fact, he lost the ball in a really couple of bad, dangerous areas, I've got to be honest. So look, it weren't good today, man. And I'm sick and tired of saying the same stuff about certain individuals. But we'll get there. Trust me. The next player I want to talk about is Declan Rice. One of my favourite players. But I've got to be honest, that was a poor display from him today. And guess what I'm going to say? Everyone's going to know what I'm going to say. Everyone. Is he a left 8? Or is he a box-to-box midfielder? Or is he a holding midfielder? I tell you what he is not. An advanced left 8, Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard type player. That is what he's not. I do not like him there. I've said it for a long time. And then he dropped a bit deeper and went box to box and scored 2 free kicks. And everyone said, you're in the mud. Look at him. Best midfielder in the world. No, he's not. He's a very good player and I like him a lot. But he is not an advanced attacking midfielder. I'm sorry. I know it hurts people's feelings. I understand people are bitter about it. But we've spent £105 million on a destroyer and we're trying to make him Steven Gerrard or Cesc Fabregas. Please stop, Mikel. It is not working. It is not working. People in the chat are agreeing. He's definitely a 6, not an 8. It's crazy. I've been trying. Maybe. Go on then. Everyone keeps telling me, Dan, don't be arsed. Get Rice can be that Gerrard for us. I don't think he's a Steven Gerrard. I don't. And because our midfield is imbalanced again today, we struggle to counter. We struggle with pace. We're so slow on the break and slow on the counter. It's an embarrassment to watch at times. Tottenham really didn't struggle today because we allowed it to make it so easy for us, particularly in midfield. And then we come to Martin Ødegaard. Martin Ødegaard against Newcastle, I thought, all right. See some more of that, please. And what we saw today was a lot of this. I'm sick and tired of this guy blowing snot out of his nose and wiping it in his hair. Can you do something creative, please? And can you make your decision-making better? Because it's a shocker. An absolute embarrassment again from him individually. Wrong decision-making. Shooting when he shouldn't. Not shooting when he should. Passing when he should shoot. Shooting when he should pass. And then you see these players coming on now and they're actually better than him. Max Dowman's been better than Martin Ødegaard in pre-season. Ethan Nwaneri, to be fair to him, from what I've seen in the first half against AC Milan, has had unbelievable first half in compared to him. Martin Ødegaard, please. This attack at the moment, you would not know that players are being linked. Gyökeres has been signed. Madueke has been signed. Max Dowman's coming through. Ethan signed a new deal. Links hugely with Eze and the left winger, whether it's Leao or Rodrigo being linked to come in. And these guys are waltzing around the pitch like this. What's happening? Do you know? Want to go back? You go inside? I'm not going forward. Are you going forward? Should we go back now? Should we go together? Oh, he's gone. Shall I go? There's absolutely no understanding between the four of them. And I'm including Saka in that today because I'll come to him next. And I love him. He was getting fouled. He was getting kicked. He kept on going. But his delivery was poor. His passing was off. And he had a real off game, if I'm honest with you. And Max Dowman came on and looked better than him. And then we come over to the left-hand side. I can't watch this much more on the left-hand side. I can't watch this much more. This left-hand side at Arsenal is absolutely shockingly bad. The whole left-hand side is off. I've spoken about Rice, don't really get where his role is supposed to be and it ain't working. I've spoken about Lewis-Skelly, who does get caught out at times and I think he's more of a left 8. And then you've got Martinelli or Trossard, and it was Martinelli today. Trossard, I'll just quickly mention, got injured, another injury. Doesn't look bad, but certainly if we're going to be selling him, it's worrying. Martinelli today, for the most part of 45 minutes, was non-existent. And when he did do anything, he lost the ball. When he did do anything, he tried to beat his man. And it was just a shot that he could not get past Pedro Porro, a guy that is only good going forward, a guy who isn't really known to defend, has basically done Martinelli every time. I'm sorry, but I'm struggling to stick up for Gabriel Martinelli, people. I'm struggling to stick up for Gabriel Martinelli. He was so bad today at times. So bad. I didn't see anything that gave me any form of understanding of, this guy might be able to show something when he comes on the pitch, or at least he's now taken on his man and beating him. At one-on-ones, Martinelli is absolutely terrible. He does not beat his man. He doesn't beat his man. And it begs the question, what's happened to him? It begs the question, is he a left winger? Because he can't go on the outside and he can't go on the inside. The only thing Martinelli does is pass it backwards or sideways at the moment. And when he tries to put a through ball or try a little bit of skill or flair, it don't come off. So which one is it? I'll ask you guys. Is he overrated? Has Arteta ruined him? Or has he just not developed and needs to leave? Which of those three is it? Because I'm confused. I saw this kid, raw talent, doing absolute numbers on people at 17, 18. He's now 24 and he ain't developed at all. In fact, he's gone backwards because people say he's not got better. He's actually got worse because he ain't doing what he was doing under Emery at 17, 18. Let me tell you that. Everyone who's got eyes can see that. Over 3,000 people in here. Do me a favor. Please hit like and subscribe. We hit 48k today. Let's try and get it up to 50. Yeah? Please. I tell you. Martinelli and Trossard at the moment can both leave. I'm sorry. I'm not seeing anything at all that makes me feel that Martinelli is a good squad player. He has been absolutely shambolic for Arsenal for a long time now. And he ain't really been good if we're being honest with ourselves. If we ain't trying to cling on some of the positives, he ain't really been good. Yeah? For about 2 seasons. In 2022, 2023, 15 goals. Where's that Gabriel Martinelli? He's been gone for 2 years. So what's happening here? Poor today. Trossard come on, got himself injured. And then we leave the worst to last. King Kai Havertz. £65 million, £290,000 a week. And this guy is an ice skater. He's a bad one because he keeps falling over. I ain't a good rollerblader, roller skater, or ice skater. But I tell you what, I think I'd be able to stay on off me backside more than Kai Havertz would. Because this guy is so bad. So bad. Every touch was off. The passing. At one stage, he's on the left-hand side. He goes to pass it back, doesn't look, and it goes straight to Tottenham. And he went and walked back. And I thought, yeah, done. Sin enough. Sin enough. I want this guy gone, by the way. Yeah, I want him sold. I don't just want him on the bench. I want this guy done. Completely done. Gone. I'm sick and tired of watching Kai Havertz trying to play football. I'm sick and tired of being told that Kai Havertz is our number 9. I'm sick and tired of people telling me that it's not a bad signing, that it's actually important because we'd be lost without Kai Havertz. Where would Arsenal be without Kai Havertz? Where would Arsenal be without King Kai, the £65 million player that we saved from Chelsea? The guy sucks. People were telling me he was brilliant against AC Milan. What? Brilliant. I'm sorry. Please explain to me how this guy has been a brilliant signing for Arsenal. Has he been better for Arsenal than he was for Chelsea? Well, he won a trophy at Chelsea, a bloody big one, and scored in the final of the Champions League and won it. However, he did pretty much naff all after that, and everybody was confused that we'd signed him. If there is anybody that does not understand football, that watches that game today and believes that Arsenal do not need a centre forward because that guy, King Kai Havertz, is good enough, I'm afraid football is not for you. You have to look at things realistically and be brutally honest because it's the Arsenal. You come and play for the Arsenal, you better come and shine. If you don't, laters. And this guy, I swear to God, I have run out of complete patience with now. Run out of complete patience. I've seen this guy flop before he was injured. I've seen this guy flop after he's been injured. I've seen this guy do nothing short of put his body on the line to just fling himself on the floor and look up at the ref. Sick of it, man. 4,000 people in here. Unbelievable. In fact, I think that's a record for live viewers. Do me a favour. Please hit like and subscribe. Even if you're not an Arsenal fan, even if you've come here to laugh, please, it might put me in a bit of a better mood. Yeah? Please hit like and subscribe. Because at the moment, we should have 2,000 likes on this. and we got nowhere near it. In fact, we've not even hit 600. So please hit like and subscribe, people. And please show Match Bingo some love. Big up to Lee Gunner, absolute legend for the raid. Big up to Sava, absolute legend for the raid. And congrats on the win, bro, because I know you're a Spurs fan and you'll be on here in an hour's time with everyone. George and Sava are going to rinse me and Hooks. You got Jamie and Wolfie that are going to be laughing. Joe's going to be laughing because we haven't learned anything from Arsenal. Let's talk about the subs before we come into what we have and haven't learned, shall we? The subs. The subs. Why did it take him till 70 minutes to make any changes? Or was it 65? What was he thinking was going to improve? Because if I said to you right now, in last season's game, we're playing Tottenham. This is the team, but we've got no Gabriel, no Timber, and no Thomas Partey, who would have been there last year at the time. You would have gone, God, that's going to be a bit of a painful watch. Well, that's what it was, people. But do you know what was even madder? Ben White was one of our better players. He's the Timber replacement. Saliba and Kivior were together, which we saw against Real Madrid. And Norgard was the only change from last season. And people are looking at the attack thinking, this just looks like last year. Guess what? That's because it is. That's because it is. Kai Havertz is the striker. Martinelli's the left winger. Saka's the right winger. And Odegaard's the nut attacking midfielder with Rice as this ridiculous Fabregas, Gerrard, Lampard role, which I can't stand. And funny enough, no shots on target other than Kai Havertz, who rolls it into Vicario to pick it up. This is just what I expected when I saw the team. I thought, we should beat Spurs because they're pitiful. However, they've got Frank. They're going to be well drilled. It's going to be a low block. Let's see if Mikel Arteta has learned how to break down a low block. Still can't do it. So it's easy this season to play Arsenal, people. All you have to do is say, give them the ball. Aren't they quite good with the ball? Yeah, but they won't score. They'll be doing loads of pretty tricks and passes and they'll go backwards. Hey, Odegaard will be here doing all this. And then you'll get it through to Saka, who'll be a threat. There'll be no one in the box. He'll go back to Ben White. Ben White will cut it inside. We'll have Zubimendi on the ball. It's going to be very, very much like that. So you better look at this rest of this transfer window and bring the likes of Eze in and get that left winger that we all pray and need in Rodrigo or Rafael Leao. That is what I want to be seeing now. It is absolutely embarrassing watching Arsenal try and play football at times. I sit there and I'm thinking, I'm either going to fall asleep here or I'm going to have a headache. Should I go and get a paracetamol and take a dose? Because this is how bad it is. Bad to watch. No one tell me that this was an okay performance today and that it's promising signs and that there's some positives. Subs. Gyökeres came on. Didn't give him the ball. So it's fine bringing a striker in. But what we need him to do, if it's all right with you, Victor, is if you can, I know you like to stand up front because you're a striker. If you just come back to where Saliba is and just do this with the ball, take it around each other and score. Otherwise, we're not going to pass it to you because we just don't do that. We've got no creativity in our side. What we can do, though, is get it out on the right-hand side if you just stand around and we'll just try to fling some balls in the box because we like to all sit there and just wait for our heads to get on it. One of us will get our bonts on it, whether it's Marino or Norgard that we've now brought in, whether it's Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, Ben White. They're all over 6'4", you see. So one of us can do that, but we don't do anything in terms of creativity. Honestly, man. What phase is this? Phase 5 or 6? Nearly $1 billion spent. And we have gotten zero creativity still in this team. Nothing at all that I saw today from Arsenal excited me. Then we brought in Zinchenko, Marino, and it was fairly normal sort of performances from them. Some bits okay, very technically gifted on the ball, but not much in terms of creativity. We brought on Reece Nelson, who I must say looks very sharp in this preseason, and I think Fulham will actually have a really good signing there, to be fair, and I hope he goes and does well. Because he was better than Martinelli and has been better than Martinelli in this preseason, by the way. And then what you've got is the Max Dowman, who comes on and is by far our best player again. And people are saying, can't play him, he's 15. Well, I tell you this now, He's had a better preseason so far than Martin Odegaard. He's had a better preseason so far than Kai Havertz. And he's had a better preseason so far than Gabriel Martinelli. And they are three of the attackers that I would look at. And I would put his level of performance being better or definitely no worse than Bukayo Saka so far, because I thought he was excellent against AC Milan and Newcastle. So when I'm looking at this now, thinking Max Dowman has been the best player in pre-season, and people are saying, but we can't play him, we might have to. Because my guy said to me, there's a kid at Arsenal who's 15 years old called Max Dowman, and he's better than Odegaard now. And everybody started laughing. I didn't, because he's been poor, Odegaard. Who's been better this pre-season, people? Let me know in the chat. Just one name. Dowman or Odegaard? You tell me. We all know it is Max Dowman. He has been so much better than him. He has looked an absolute star. And today, he's come on. He's waltzing around the pitch. He's doing 1-2s. He's had a brilliant shot with his right foot, by the way, which people didn't even notice. That was his weaker foot. Yeah, one of the only shots that looked like it was on target. I am a big fan of this kid. And he is literally one of the only positives today. Other than one other player who I thought come on and looked actually really good. Mosquera. I was impressed. I thought he was comfortable on the ball. I thought his passing ability was good. It reminded me, in terms of attributes, of a defender that you would be relied upon. He looked calm, composed. Got to see more. But all he could do was what he did. And I thought he was okay. So that was one of the only subs that I looked at other than Max Dowman and thought, wow, positives. Because Gyökeres, they didn't give the ball to. He had a nice little flick to Zubamendi. He looks a good player, by the way. These two have to start. And I'm surprised they both, at least one of them, didn't start. Zubamendi was definitely needed in the middle because we could not pass or progress anything in midfield with Norgard there, which is something that is a downgrade from Jorginho and Partey with Norgard, which I all said was, but everyone said, no, it's not. He's a very good piece of business. There we go. Very good piece of business, apparently. So we then look at what we have learned and what we have not learned. We haven't learned anything, people, from that. In pre-season so far, I've seen us play Milan, Newcastle and Spurs, and I have learned nothing other than the following. We can't break down low blocks. Mikel Arteta has not changed his playing style. Mikel Arteta takes way too long in terms of in-game management and changes through subs. And we've also learned that we need attackers. We've also learned that the balance of midfield is not quite right yet. So tell me what is new from what we've seen last season, peeps. Tell me what's new. I'm sorry. I'm slandering Norgard. No, I'm not. Norgard's a good player. I'm saying his passing ability is on nowhere near the level of Jorginho. He might be the more legs than him. Off the ball, defensively, but on the ball, Norgard is bang average. So look, we ain't learned anything from this. There's nothing I'm seeing at the moment which makes me go, wow, oh my God, look at this that's improved. The only thing that I think slightly changed is that Zubamendi is a better six than what we had in terms of being on the ball and progressing the ball and passing the ball. That's all we've got. And I don't even know if he's better than Partey yet. I need to see more. That today proves that you don't even need to be that good against Arsenal to take something from them. Tottenham beat us in a pre-season and people are saying calm down. It ain't a pre-season friendly when it's Tottenham, people. You don't ever accept losing to them. And the amount of comments that you get in the chat here today, and I'll get them on the rest of this stream, rolling faces, this guy's moaning again. Yeah, I'm moaning because we've lost and we look poor and it was an embarrassing performance. Tottenham will celebrate it like a trophy because Tottenham don't, Tottenham do what Tottenham do, right? Tottenham don't ever bother me about how they react to games because Tottenham ain't really a massive threat. But let's be real. Let's be real. There is absolutely no way I'm accepting a loss against Tottenham Hotspur. Ever. Now, I think Tottenham Hotspur, and I said it before, will get into the top 6 this coming season with Thomas Frank because I think they'll be hard to beat and I think they'll bring in a few players. I don't think their 11 is anywhere near 17th and I think Ange was a clown. Even today, I wanted to play Ange Postecoglou because he would have let us get in behind. Thomas Frank did not. Thomas Frank played very much like Brentford played and I'm quite impressed by what I saw today in terms of the play and the well-drilled coaching of Tottenham Hotspur in a low block. Now, that's not going to win them anything. However, it will make them hard to beat. And that's what Thomas Frank has come in to do. Steady the ship, have a little bit of stability and bring in some players. Kudus today, I thought was brilliant. Jed Spence today, I thought was excellent. Porro today, I thought was very good. In fact, I thought Sarr and some of their midfielders, Bentancur, actually bullied some of our players. Now, it wasn't magnificent as far as Tottenham are concerned. I didn't look at them and go, wow. But you know what? I certainly did look at us and go, wow. That's for sure. So I'm sick and tired of watching games like this. And I don't know how anyone can say we don't need to go into what now has to be the transfer window and sort some of this out. Because I'm sick of it. I'm getting sick and tired. It was boring. I was annoyed. I was really frustrated by it. And I thought it was a bit of a snore fest in parts. I've got to be honest with you. People that tell me all the time, oh my God, man, Arsenal, it's just pre-season. We just got to keep players fit. We just got to... Nah, man. No, we ain't got to just keep players fit. We got to show signs of progression from last season. We got to show signs that we aren't easy to beat. We got to show signs that we aren't in a position where we can actually be bullied in midfield and have teams that don't play football create chances against us. And everything there happened today. Weren't good enough. I don't care what anyone tells me. We were not good enough today. It was embarrassing to watch. And everybody that tells me that it's not that, it's all a pre-season, it's all a laugh, they'll all go today. They'll all disappear. Their 5G will go down again. It'll be an absolute embarrassment from everybody who's massively into what we're doing. I'm sorry. I don't accept losing to Tottenham Hotspur, people. It ain't me. I don't accept it. So I'm sick and tired of watching and listening to people that tell me that it's going to be different this season. We're only in phase 5. We've got our striker, we get our winger, we get our Eze, and then we go and we clear up. This manager's got to change then. This manager has got to change. If he doesn't change, we will come second or third again and we will be knocked out of all the competitions. Because playing like that is boring. Boring. All you do is whine and whinge, I've just seen in the comments. Oh, my God. I'll tell you what I'll do then. Did anyone see the result today? We lost 1-0 to Tottenham. It was brilliant. I've never seen us play so well. Maybe I should try that. It was wonderful football. We've never seen anything like it. Mikel Arteta is expressing his flair and his unbelievable game management, the superb play, the attractive style. It was outstanding to see. Kai Havertz, an absolute dream striker that we all want. Do you want me to do this? Is that what people want? I'm sick of it, man. Oh, you're moaning all the time. I'm moaning because we were shit. That's why I'm moaning. We were crap against a shit Tottenham Hotspur team that did nothing really other than try to keep the ball. And guess what? They created more than us. Hit the woodwork twice. Scored, chipping our goalkeeper who thinks he's a midfielder. I tell you, I better see this Emirates Cup games. I better see these individuals up in their level. I want to see Raya in goal, coming for crosses, commanding his area. I want to see our defence solid. I want to see our midfield balance working. I want to see counter-attacking football. I want to see us quick on the counter. I want to see pace on the wings. And I want to see goals in the middle. Now, hopefully when Gyökeres gets his feet and hopefully we bring in a couple more attackers, we can start to see something improve, because right now it's absolutely embarrassing, man. Absolutely embarrassing. What we saw today was nothing short of shit. Let's be real. Nothing short of crap. So I've got to sit in 50 minutes on a stream and listen to this waffle because people are going to take the piss. But it's only pre-season. So maybe I should sit there and tell him it's only pre-season. What you caring about? It's only pre-season. Doesn't matter. It's only pre-season. What, so you don't think we're going to play like that? You don't think we're going to see that replicated in the season? I'll tell you what, Mikel Arteta carries on playing like this with the stubbornness, and he sticks to the stubborn in-game management crap, sticks to Kai Havertz up top, sticks to not making subs, I think, pop before 60 minutes, then he is going to be out to the door because we will not win anything at all. Let's do these super chats before we get out of here. This one comes in from Jim. Says, missed chances. Should have gotten Victor in earlier. We should have signed him earlier, but we should have brought him on earlier as well, Jim. I'm with you. 100%, bro. Ruwe say, if we start with Havertz, Ødegaard and Martinelli this season, it's going to be long. We're indecisive and ponderous. Raya looking suspect. Against the low block, we need technicians. Dalman, Wanieri, Eze type quick and surgical. Where was Wanieri today? Why are we bringing on Zinchenko and Reece Nelson instead of Ethan Wanieri? Aren't they being sold? Oh, it's about putting them in the shop window. All right, where's Lokonga and Vieira then? Why do we bring them? Lokonga's brought halfway across the world as part of decoration. What's going on? Ridiculous. Aryan says, this manager cannot break a low block. Facts. That is factually true. He's shown no evidence of it. SG says, Dan, when Ødegaard had a good performance against Newcastle, wasn't he a sub? But when he started against Spurs, he was bad. Perhaps he's our 12th man. Do you know what? Martin Ødegaard is nowhere near good enough to be given the level of respect that he has at Arsenal. I'll be honest with you. He is not Dennis Bergkamp. He is not Paul Merson. He is not Mesut Ozil. He is not Santi Cazorla. He is not Cesc Fabregas. They were players that deserved respect and deserved, some of them, the armband. Some of them deserved to be called our best player at the time. Some of them deserved to be relied upon. Martin Ødegaard is a squad player at best who's come in and been a part of the squad that's had a very, very good couple of seasons and a very, 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 very underwhelming 3 or 4 seasons. That's what he's had in his 5 or 6 years. 2 very good seasons and 2 or 3 very bad seasons. Paul Merson never did that for Arsenal. Neither did Mesut Ozil. Neither did Dennis Bergkamp. Neither did Santi. Neither did Cesc. Neither did Aaron Ramsey, to be fair to him, when he was playing. So when we look at it now, I see consistent performances from some of those names. On that list, maybe Ramsey's the only one that had a couple of bad years for Arsenal. All the others had good years. Martin Ødegaard, sorry, but we're stuck with him. He's our number 10, even though I don't think he's a number 10. I think he's a number 8. Rice is the number 8, even though I think he's a number 6. It's a mess. It is a mess. I'm sorry, it is a mess. Guna John says, new players, new preseason, same effing tactics. This football we played tonight will render Gyökeres useless in the league this season. I get your concerns. I'm sorry, I do. Nothing is going to change until there's something radically changed with the coaching department or up higher with the Cronkies. I'm sorry, but I did say this to you all. I am Cronky out because we've kept this manager when he hasn't won. And we shouldn't have done it. We shouldn't have done it. We should have sacked him and we should have brought in somebody else. I don't care who it is. Go and treble Luis Enrique's wages and put him on 15 million a year. Go and get somebody with a CV that says, I win. Not, I might win one day because I have a dog called Win. Sorry, don't work like that here, man. It's ridiculous. Absolute shocking. Big up to Joseph. SG says, why is it the Arteta sexuals are treating Havertz like he's a make-wish kid? He's our highest earner and the biggest nuances on the field. Sell him. Sell him in the summer, 100%. We ain't selling him this summer, but I think we can get money for him next summer. I really do. Get rid of him. Chokerez, yeah, that's a bit harsh, bro. He had about 10 minutes and no one passed him the ball. Naval says, watch Liverpool snatch Max Dalman. I'll give it 2 or 3 years. I know what's going to happen. I can see it before anything's said. We all know it. Let's be real. I don't think he wants to. He's a massive gooner. He loves Arsenal. His family love Arsenal. He ain't about the money either. His dad's like a multi-millionaire, so he doesn't need money. And Max Dalman's going to be earning enough. I think he stays at Arsenal. Eric says, Martinelli is shocking and has been for 20 months. Yeah, facts, bro. Facts. I can't even lie to you when I say that is so true. So true. Yeah, facts in everything you've just said. I'm sick of him, if I'm honest. Guna John says it's a new preseason and the manager is still stubborn. Out of the 3 left wingers, Nelson was the best. I agree. I would keep him. The left side attack is still blunt. The left side attack is absolutely embarrassing. Great signings means nothing without good tactics, says Cliff. Big up to Cliff every time. I agree. And unfortunately, you get fans like this. Dan Potts, you complain a lot, to be honest. It's pre-season. All right, tell me what was positive about today then, bruv. Tell me what was positive. Tell me what you saw that you were really positive about, that you were really encouraged by, that you were persuaded and given reassurance about that things have changed. There was absolutely nothing. So I am moaning because we lost. Well, look at the score. We've lost to Tottenham Hotspur. I would rather lose 1-0 to Boreham Wood in a friendly. I'd rather lose 1-0 to Watford when we played them behind closed doors the other week. I never expect and accept losing to Tottenham Hotspur. What's moaning and ranting going to do about it? Oh, please. Please. I'll tell you what then. We lost 1-0. It was phenomenal to watch. It was exceptional. Is this what people want to hear? Did anyone see the game today? No, we lost 1-0. It was brilliant. Absolutely superb we were. What did you lose? Yeah, it's just that we don't moan, do we? What's moaning going to do about it? We were brilliant. Things were superb. Mikel Arteta's the man. He's better than Pep and Klopp and Slot. Eat your heart out. We've got Mikel. Is that what I'm supposed to be saying? It was shit. It was pathetic. Cry more, people. I'm going to moan when I want to moan. Yeah? I only talk the truth. I only give my opinions of what I believe. And I've got 2 of these. And I use them. You lot don't. You probably didn't even watch the game. You probably sat there and, we lost, did we? Oh, it's only pre-season. Right, let's get to Tesco's, do me shopping. That's probably what you lot went. And then you listen to me. Oh, he's moaning. What's he moaning about? Ridiculous. Honestly, ridiculous. Sick of it. Let me tell you that. Absolutely sick of it. Dear me. Can't believe what I've seen today. It's just been nothing short of an embarrassment. Listen, I'm going to send you over to Igal. Igal's ranting at the moment and raving, which is funny because I've told Igal what this manager's about and he doesn't want to listen. So go and say Dan Potts raid. Go and show some love to him. And I'm sure, let me just check that he's still live, by the way, because I don't like sending people over if they're not. I'm sure he is. Is he live? Can't even see him live now. Could have sworn that he was live. No, he's not live anymore. So he's gone. Okay. Let me send you over to Rants then. Fair enough. He's not live anymore. Had to redirect in. Where's Rants? Rants and Monts at the moment, so let's send you over there, man. Go show Rants some love. Dan Potts raid. Dan Potts sent me. And I'll see you on here in 40 minutes. I ain't looking forward to it. See you next time. I'm out.